Shalom, all praises to Yahweh, Bar Shem, Yahweh Shai, double honors unto the apostles and elders of great millstone who rule well, and shalom to the hopeful elect. It's Pilot Allah from the GMS London camp, coming back at you again with news and prophecy. It's from the Guardian newspaper or website, and it reads, Under the Skin, How Insertable Microchips Could Unlock the Future. Volunteers in Melbourne have had microchips inserted for 3 months, designed to unlock doors and carry out other tasks. While they really be, will they really be any use? Microchip is about the size of a grain of rice, and usually inserted in the webbing between the thumb and the forefinger using a needle the same thickness as using a body piercing. It feels, says insertable technology expert Kayla Heffernan, like getting a drip. Once the needle is removed, the incision heals in a few days and the microchip remains, following the wearer to open, allowing the wearer to open doors with the brush of a hand, providing they only wish to access one particular place. Commercially available insertable microchips are only large enough to hold one access code and a small amount of other information. So the days of replacing an entire wallet and keychain with a tiny computer under the skin are not yet upon us. The future is coming, but it's not in a rush, which is a lie, man. It is a rush, but they're giving us feeling that these things only happen when the people are ready for it to happen. But all it takes is one terrorist attack or a big event to happen to put the people on the back foot to be willing to jump at the idea of having a microchip. Okay. And that ubiquitous, even though they said that it can only access one thing. That's the ones that are commercially available. They got ones that are going to be utilized to basically centralize the Internet of Things per person. Like right now, you might have a phone, your credit, debit card, your Oyster card, all these different, your passport, driver's license, all these different information, biometrics and personal information upon one form, one medium of use. But basically, the law is going to have it. The Lord, ultimately, the hand behind everything. But Esau is going to make it where the RFID chip is that ubiquitous technology is going to centralize all forms of biometrics, man. Okay? And it reads, their chips, the future is coming, but it's not in a rush. 10 volunteers received a microchip at the Australian Centre for Moving Image in Melbourne on Wednesday to mark the launch of Pulse Fest, a technology and culture festival now in its 8th year. Their chips were preloaded with a 3-day pass to the festival and will be programmed to unlock the door to their home, gym or workplace, or potentially to function as their public transport pass. Let's say that's multiple uses: access home, gym, workplace, and public transport pass, as we have out here in London, the Oyster card. Okay. When the festival is, so that shows you when I'm saying commercially available, that these are the next level microchips that they're looking to allow, basically push out to the people. But they're just having a test run to see how the technology is going. All right. When a festival is held in 4 months' time, the volunteers will take part in a panel with Heffernan to talk about whether they found the chips useful. Heffernan has had one microchip between her thumb and forefinger for almost 18 months, which she uses to unlock her front door. She got another on the outer edge of her other hand last November to access her office at Melbourne University. Okay. So she got 2 microchips. She's doing a PhD on the applications of insertable technology and decided to get a chip after a year spent listening to people wax lyrical about the convenience of never having to carry their keys. If I want, I can just walk out without any keys. My key is in my hand, so I can't forget, which is handy because I have locked myself out before. Heffernan says, and that just shows you what kind of a retarded mindset. The simple little points as to why they're gonna make people get the chip. All right. Oh, you don't have to carry around cash no more. You don't have to carry your car keys no more. You don't have to have a passport no more. You might go to, the airport and you forget your passport. All that BS. But really, it's like, they're just little points for simple-minded people to basically, fly down and get the chip. Some people use to unlock their phones or their computers. Some people have modified their cars, and one person even their motorbike. So it's not only access to their house, but it's access to their vehicle and to turn it on. Obviously, that requires quite a bit of microelectronics and physical mechanical work, and that's not accessible for everyone. Heffernan's original chip usually contains a link to a website which people can access if they scan her hand with a phone, provided they have the near-field communication NFC capability switched on. At the moment, it just says hello because she's demonstrating that it could be reprogrammed. The security risk, she says, is quite low. The read range is very short, so that you have to be touching my hand. She said, I'm going to know if that's happened, and even for a nefarious purpose. If someone knocked me out, let's say if it has my website on it, it doesn't have anything useful that they're going to be able to take. Insertable microchips made global headlines earlier this year when Stockholm firm Epicenter gave its staff the option of having an insertable chip in a live swipe card. Free Square Market, a tech company in Wisconsin, followed suit. So it shows you that this technology is flourishing, man. This ain't, don't retire, wait for it, man. This RFID technology, the NFC, near field communication technology, which is, all to do with the mark of the beast. This ain't no far-fetched thing. This is very seeable in the near future. And they're pumping it out more and more and getting the minds of the people ready for it. That's why they were saying about microchipping athletes to keep, rather than monitoring them, in the fashion they're doing now. Right? They're basically trying to make this RFID technology, which is the mark of the beast according to the Bible, seem as if it's a blessing upon the people. Both stories raise concerns that the chip would allow employees to be tracked and their productivity mapped by companies, which would be able to tell how many bathroom breaks they were taking. See? They're tracking them, man. You can't Skype no more. But Heffernan says that's more a reflection of science fiction obsessed news reporters than any actual privacy risk. She says it is possible that the chip could be used to track the bathroom breaks, but it would only be if employers required people to swipe to get into the bathroom, a function that could also be tracked via a standard swipe card. The chip has no tracking capabilities, Heffernan says. They don't have any battery, they don't have GPS sensors. But then why do they chip dogs to track where they are? See? If someone, and that's the whole reason why now it's been passed in law, since last year in May, I believe, they basically passed a law where legally, if you don't have your dog chip, it's basically illegal to have a dog that's not microchipped. All right? Okay. If someone was going to track you, they'd use your cell phone. The current models of microchip are not much more sophisticated than those that have been embedded in the neck of most household pets for more than 2 decades. Spirit. But they track those pets, that's the point. Developers are working on a model that will be able to hold more than one number, meaning the same card can be used to hold multiple access codes and on a chip that has the level of encryption required to be able to handle payments. If you could use it for everywhere, so work, home, gym, and only need one chip, that kind of gives people more incentive to get one, and that's the point. They want to give people incentive to get one because that's the mark of the beast. They're heading into a new world order where they basically want to have they want to pick out good so-called good citizens for their new world order, their Elysium. Payments are the killer application. As soon as you can pay it with it, more and more people will go ahead and get these. The founder of Pools Fest, George Holden, says he expects most of the volunteers to have tried to hack into the microchip and expand its application by the time the festival begins next year. They will also be able to come to the festival, wave their hands like Lord Vader to come in, Hendon says. More than 1,000 attendees, 150 speakers, and 75 startup companies are expected to attend the festival, which runs from 7th to the 9th of February. Among the presenters are Netflix, which will talk about the use of artificial technology to design its original productions based on demographic and viewing data, and NASA. Before they even get out to the audience, they know who will watch it, and it says it's pretty scary, but it's very effective. So yeah, man, that's current news on this RFID technology, showing you that there's more. This is Australia now. They're doing a test out and it shows you they're expanding upon technology. Because the point of this, they're saying that originally the microchip could only handle one specific avenue. The commercially available ones where you're having chip parties, where people are chipping each other, those are only able to carry one form of information. But the ones that they're testing out are the ones that carry multiple identification, multiple levels of information with like more high tech, more encryption. So really, they're slowly pumping out. This woman said she had 2 different microchips in her hand. So slowly but surely, they're basically ramping up the use of the technology commercially and making it more commercially available to the people to really bring about that day, which the Lord is really implemented, the day of the Lord, okay? Where, these prophecies will come to pass. It's Revelations 13 and 16, and he calls all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand. The word there for mark in the Greek is charagma, which means incision. And when you go back to the article, that's what it was spoke of, an incision being made between the webbing of your hand, between your thumb and forefinger, alright? And piercing it. And that's the use of the cannula, which is also spoke of in Isaiah 36 and 16. Alright? So, and then even when you go into the root, it goes karagma, karaks, but the final root is grapho, which means written. So what's written is the information that's written, which the woman said, what did she do? She wrote hello, to show you that the information upon the chip is able to be customized. All right. So reading on. Right hand or in the foreheads. So she said you got it in her right hand, but also going to place it in the foreheads. And they're saying the use of RFID chips in foreheads also can be used for paraplegics or paralyzed people with palsy, with no arms. It can be, hooked up with like some wires and whatnot, and be able to use man-made limbs, man. So they've got multiple avenues they're gonna try open up this technology to. 17, and that no man might buy or sell. And what was the one thing she said in the article? When it get used monetarily, that would be like the big selling factor for the people. To be, the use of the money, basically make people more, entice people more into it, okay? And this is, I'll read it. It said, if you could use it for everywhere, so work, home, gym, and only need one chip, that kind of gives people more incentive to get one. Alright, Heffernan says, payments are the killer application. As soon as you can pay with it, more and more people will go ahead and get these. So that's the technology, man. That's what they're really. And she said that was a killer application. So once that's in place, once they can use that for payment, which they can use it for payment, but that's the main. She's basically outlining the main incentive, the killer application. Literally will be the killer application, because when you read Revelations 14:9, it tells you that if you take that chip, you have your part in the lake of fire, man, and you're gonna be taken out before the angels, man, behind these holy angels, and that no man might buy or sell save he that have the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. All right. So with that, man, I pray you're edified. Say shalom.